On a scale of empty to full, how loved do you feel? Or in the language of relationship guru Gary Chapman, how full is your love tank? Hi, I'm Dale Wilsher, life and leadership coach with your authentic personality. I do personal development for professional women. If you're having a great day, then you're probably feeling full. Just like the benefits of a full tank of gas, a filled love tank can make you feel like you can go anywhere and do anything. The world is full of possibility and potential, and you have lots of love to share with others. Now, if you're having a good day or an average day, your tank is probably about half full. You're able to work well with others, treat them with kindness, but there's not much emotional margin if the wheels fall off your ride. And then there are hard days or sad days or seasons when you aren't feeling seen or appreciated or cherished, which tells you that you're probably running on fumes. My heart has experienced all those different levels of love based on the relationship I was in at the time. One was a very difficult marriage, and also when I was a mom, because when you're giving to all these other people, by choice, you still can get very dried up. And what I've realized is that the secret to a full love tank is self-awareness. So let's start there. In his classic book, The 5 Love Languages, Gary Chapman talks about love in the context of language. Every person, he says, has their own unique love language. It's a method of giving and receiving love that, when spoken, will fill up your emotional love tank. Now, the first step to filling up your tank or the tank of those around you, whether you work with them or live with them, is to determine what their love language might be. There are 5 love languages: acts of service, words of affirmation, gifts, physical touch, and quality time. If you feel love when someone washes the dishes or helps you out in a really tangible way, you probably speak acts of service. If compliments and verbal encouragement make your heart swoon, then you're probably a words of affirmation guy or gal. If thoughtful gifts of any size make you feel loved and valued, then gifts is your language. If a hug or some type of caring touch can absolutely make your day, then you probably speak physical touch. And if just spending time with a loved one, whether sitting on the couch or chatting it up at Starbucks, gives you that wonderful feeling of connection, then you are a quality time person. Now, a note for men here. Unless you are pretty touchy-feely with everyone in your life, including your neighbors and people at the office, your main love language is not likely to be physical touch. I'm not saying that sex is not important to you. What I am trying to do is help you get your tank filled emotionally. Now, it's important to understand how you receive love so that you can educate those around you as to what is important to you. Because here's the kicker. You are responsible for getting your needs met. It's not your husband's or your wife's or your best friend's or even your mom's job to fill your love tank. Other people are not supposed to read your mind and know what you need. That is your job. Owning your love language means that at a minimum, you know what you need. Understanding and admitting your needs is part of the humility of an authentic life, even though for women, this is not an easy task. As the genders socialize to ignore our own needs in order to care for the needs of others, we are often a mystery to ourselves. But remaining ignorant to what you need is dangerous because it renders you helpless and powerless to fill your own tank. It requires you to depend on others to tell you who you are, and they don't always get it right. But if you understand what you need because you've taken the time to reflect on and observe yourself, you will be able to seek out healthy sources of love, like getting a pedicure or a massage if you're physical touch, or hiring a housekeeper or an assistant if you're acts of service. You'll also be able to request the love you need from others. Let them know a 10-minute face-to-face conversation, which is quality time, means infinitely more to you than a bouquet of flowers or some swag from the office, which is gifts. Or that vacuuming the living room, which is acts of service, says I love you even more than a hug or a kiss, which is physical touch. Now, if the people that you request love from are unable or unwilling to provide what you need, and believe me, I have been there too, you will need to take extreme ownership of your heart. The tips that I offer in my video when no one is speaking your love language will start to fill you up again, regardless of who you're with. And as your tank begins to fill, you'll be able to go out and share more love. Become a student of your husband or your kids or your coworkers or your friends. Notice how they express love to you because it's usually the same way they like to receive it. If they always buy you sweet little gifts or speak kind words to you, gifts or words of affirmation is probably their primary love language. And then notice what hurts your loved ones the most. Is it lack of affection? That probably points to physical touch. Is it when they don't get time with you? They're probably speaking quality time. Or maybe it's a perceived sense of laziness. That would signal that they value acts of service. That might happen to be me. Love languages are also our Achilles heels. So the way your tank is filled is also the area in which you are most sensitive and vulnerable to a lack of love. Now imagine what your family or your workplace could be like if everyone had a full tank. What misunderstandings could be avoided? What conflict could be resolved? What potential could be tapped because you and your team were firing on all cylinders? It's kind of amazing to think about, isn't it? Now, while you can't do all the work to make that happen because you were never designed to be everything to everyone, you can do your part. So to review, know your love language. Own your love language and share that with others. 3, seek out ways to fill your own tank, and then be on the lookout for how you can gas up those around you. I hope today your tank runneth over. See you next time.